Hey Metalheads, willkommen zur zweiten Show von Metal is Forever, die ultimative Hardrock und Heavy Metal Podcast-Sendung. Und heute mein allererster Live-Interview-Gast, die Metal-Legende David Reece. Wir kennen ihn nicht von ex-Aceppt, von Bonfire und natürlich Reece, seiner Hauptband. Und er ist hier, er wird viel erzählen von seiner History mit ex-Aceppt, wie es ihm jetzt geht in Italien. Und er ist ein sehr gesprächiger, geiler Rocker. Ich habe gerade mit ihm noch fast eine Stunde jetzt noch gechattet und ja, ich freue mich richtig auf ihn. Er ist ein sehr, sehr cooler und ja, ganz geile Stories, kann ich gleich sagen. Willkommen da draußen. Ihr könnt natürlich mitchatten heute. Ihr könnt mitschreiben, ihr könnt David Reece dann auch Fragen stellen. Er wird sie natürlich beantworten. Das ist eben Sinn und Zweck von Metal is Forever. Fanbase, ihr seid wichtig da draußen. Ihr seid unser Brot und wir werden euch mit Musik, mit Heavy Metal, Hardrock beglücken. Ich habe wieder ein geiles Programm zusammen, aber heute ist erst einmal David Reece ist unser Fokus. Und ich schaue mal gleich, wer jetzt schon geschrieben hat. Schreibt mir, wo ihr alle herkommt. Und ich möchte euch natürlich alle begrüßen. Der Horst Heinlein, natürlich ein Top-Fan von meiner Morgensendung. Dann Axinger Tom, Servus. Tom, habe Dere. Matt Bischoff von El Poete Records. Servus, Matt. Monika Wimmer. Servus. Schreibt mir. Und gleich zu sagen, das Interview ist auf Englisch. Ich hoffe, ihr könnt es verstehen. Ich kann es nicht immer übersetzen. Danach ist es wieder Deutsch. Okay? And all friends and fans from David Reece and heavy metal around the world, welcome to Metal is Forever. The second one. And, I have a friend in Sweden, Jim Wallenborg. He introduced me to a band. Not so well known. And this will be my first band, a really heavy voice. And I think it's the perfect opener. This band called Sick. And here's Sick. Drag them out. The opener from number 2. Metal is Forever. Here's Sick.
So bright, very rapidly. Oh, how it feels.
head sick, drag them out. Jawohl, ein guter Start in die Sendung. Relativ unbekannte Band, aber ich werde jetzt immer geiles Material aus Skandinavien kriegen. Jim Wallenburg, thank you so much. Introduce me to this band and bring me more of this fuck shit. I love it. So, ich glaube, wir werden gar nicht lange warten. Es gibt gleich einen Song von David Reece, nämlich eigentlich beschreibt es genau, was momentan abgeht da draußen. A Perfect Apocalypse. Und hier ist David Reece vor dem Interview und ja, ein Song von ihm, bevor wir loslegen. Hier ist David Reece. David Reece. And before I bring him, eine Nachricht an alle, auch wie in der Morgensendung. Nach der Sendung, ich bin sehr, sehr sicher, auf Facebook werden alle Songs gemutet sein. Nach der Sendung wird diese Sendung gelöscht, auch eure Kommentare leider, aber es kommt der YouTube-Link dann dafür in die Facebook-Seite, denn es macht keinen Sinn, dass ihr eine geile Sendung, vielleicht mit geilen Sound, oder geile Musik ohne Sound habt. Also, nach der Sendung wird das ausgetauscht mit einem YouTube-Video. Okay? Also, wir sind live auf Facebook und YouTube im gleichen Moment. So, it's time for the champ. It's time for Mr. David Reece. Good evening, sir, to Italy.
Good evening. Buongiorno. Good evening.
So how is
Welcome to my
Italian
home.
language?
Terrible. Nah, not so bad. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the show. Metal is forever.
We have here the first greetings here. Harry Chai David, cool to be here. Great, have a great evening.
Yeah.
Go Mo. Yeah. So David, two months since we spoke.
Yep.
And it was tough already in November. It's more tough right now. Bring us to Italy. What's going on in Italy right now?
We were locked down over Christmas until yesterday, Gästen, Sunday. And today, everybody's free to move about and get supplies. And tomorrow and Wednesday, we're closed down again because apparently it's some kind of holiday. And then Thursday, we're back to normal again. So we're kind of in the orange zone. And once we get back to yellow, then we're free to move about. So I think they believe that we locked down for this strange little holiday and then we're free. I don't know. It's been very, very strange times.
Mm. So I promised before we will interact with our guests. Okay. And we have the first greetings. And this is a very good friend of mine. He's a fanatic of ex-Aceppt. So his name is Mortal. Can you speak Bavarian? Mortal.
Mortal. Greeting. Hellhammer. Yes. Hellhammer. That's a great track. I love playing that song live. It's a fantastic song.
Somebody else wants to say hello. Claudia.
Hello, Claudia. Ciao, Claudia.
And then a lovely Lily McCartney.
Lily McCartney. Is she related to Paul or?
No, I asked her the same question.
If you are, please call me. I need some money.
She introduced me to Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper. Thank you, Lily. Now officially, thank you. So, David, I know we spoke about ex-Aceppt, of course. Everybody knows you from the first introduction to David Reece. I guess the most people was ex-Aceppt.
Mm-hmm.
And bring us back to this moment. You was in a state of depression. You had no job. You had nothing. Bring us back to the year where you got the breakthrough with ex-Aceppt. How it came together.
I was like so many others, hanging around Los Angeles, and fairly homeless, really. And I was staying at a woman's house named Lucy Forbes. And during this time, I had met Mitch Perry, the guitar player, and he and I had demoed some material together. And Los Angeles is a giant monster, will eat you alive. I mean, there's a million great players on every corner. And I got really just tired of it and said, I'm going to Colorado. I give up. I'm done fighting. And I left the cassette that I had done with Mitch at Lucy's house, and she was dating Dieter Dirks. And Dieter had flown to Los Angeles to do some Final Scorpions business and said to her, I really am in trouble. I need a singer for Aceppt. They had a different guy. His name was Robert Armitage, an English guy. And she said, check out this guy on this cassette. And he said, that's the voice. I need that guy. Nobody knew where I was. And what I think happened was she called my mother's house. I was living in a cabin in the mountains, working construction. And one night the phone rang and it was Wolf Hoffman. asking me if I would like to audition for Accept, and that they had my demo. And I said, wait, whoa.
But you told me you didn't believe him. You hang up.
I didn't
with
believe him at all. I thought it could have been Mickey Mouse. I mean, you get a guy from a band that you know and played cover songs from when you were 10 years earlier, and then there's a guy saying, "Hi, it's Wolf Hoffman. I love your voice. Would you be interested in an audition?" I thought it was all BS. I didn't believe a word of it. And then I think I hung up on him, and he called me back, and he said, "We have a bad connection. I'm Paul. This is Wolf Hoffman. I'm from Accept." And I said, "Yeah, I know who you are. What do you want?" And then he told me, and in a very short period, I was on an airplane. The funny thing was the flight was booked, and we had a terrible snowstorm. So my father came over and said, "I'm going to drive you to Denver before they close the highway. I'm going to drop you off at a hotel. Good luck." He dropped me off. I jumped out, went in the hotel, went to sleep, got up early and got on a plane and flew to Dusseldorf, and got off the plane. And there was Peter and Wolf, and I think Stefan Kaufman was there in the car as well. But I know Wolf and Peter were there. They picked me up.
So for all people don't know, Peter Baltes, the bass player, Stefan Kaufmann, was the drummer this time, right?
Yeah. Yes. And they took me to a guest house and dropped me off and said, "See you tomorrow." Okay. I hadn't slept for 2 days, excited, jet lag. And I went out that night about 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. And I thought, well, I'm going to go for a walk, jog around. And I got lost in this little village, Pulheim. And I could not remember where the house was. It was dark and raining. And finally I walked around the corner, and there's this house. I go, that looks familiar. So I took the schlüssel, put it in the door, and it opened. I said, I'm here. And I was alone. And I finally went to sleep probably 6 o'clock in the morning. And then about 8 o'clock, I heard a knock on the door, and I opened. It was Peter. I said, "Come on, let's go." I go, "Where are we going?" "To the studio." I get to meet the Scorpions, I was so young and naive, And I walked in. There was Dita, the guys, and they just looked at me and said, "Hello." And I was immediately walked into the basement, into a demo studio. Peter put on a 2-inch tape and played me a track, which was "Turn the Wheel Around," that's on the album, and said, "This is the title, Turn the Wheel Around. I don't know what it means. Sing something." I said, "What?" He says, "Let's start working, the German way." And so we spent the whole day, and I was writing words with him and scribbling and, singing along. And this went on for weeks. And every night the band would come in and listen to what I did, to see if I had the right voice and blah, blah, blah. And the final audition was a live show in Cologne at a club called Empire. And that was the final audition. I did the show. It was sold out. And next morning I was expecting to go home. And Wolf's wife said, "Welcome to Accept. You're in the band."
How was it when you walked on stage the very first time with Accept, which as a famous band?
I believed in. I have kind of a defeatist attitude. I really thought that was my last day because they were so scared about the change and making a voice like Udo, that to me is the voice of Accept. That's my opinion. To replace him is impossible. I really believed that I was going home the next day. So I said, I'm going to give it everything I got. And after about 3 songs, the place went crazy. And people were stage diving. And, I met a lot of famous people that night that came out to give their opinion and on me, to Gabby and Wolf. And, what do you think of him? "Oh, he's really good. Let's, take him, But I went back to the guest house, partied, said, I got someone to go home tomorrow. And the next morning I heard everybody talking, having coffee. And I said, well, time to face the music, pack my bags and go home. And I walked upstairs and welcome to Accept. There it was. Then we started the real production. Then it really got into like nothing I'd ever been through before in my life. And I'm grateful for that because I was in club bands and making demos. I never realized the amount of work it took to make an album. And I got a quick lesson in reality. How it works. Yeah.
We have another song. First, I think we play. First, I say play something from Wicked Sensation, but no, we bring the song Bleed in from a new record.
Yeah, Cacophony
Then-
of Souls. This is
Yes.
a riff that Andy Sissimil, which he's notorious for. Andy's a brilliant guitar player and great writer, and he brought this to the album, and it kicks ass. I love this track.
Yes. And Andy is on my show on the 15th of January.
You got a good one.
Yes. Yes. So
New
here's
album. Andy
New
has a new
album.
album, yeah.
the new album. Here is Bleed. Yeah. One, my friend.
Yeah. Andy's a ripper, huh? Yeah, he's a great guitar player, great producer, great singer. We've known each other over 30 years. We actually met at Dick's Studios when he was playing with UDO. He was doing Mean Machine.
Oh,
Yeah. We've known each other a long, long time.
looking forward to interview him on the 15th. So outside.
Yeah, great interview. Good stories. Yeah, Andy and I go back a long time. We were the black sheep, you know. Him and I would end up in the pub, and we're the bad boys. We were the pirates of the organization. So, you know, we had some all-star wrestling matches in the pub and on the bus. And, we were always in trouble.
You just before you told my story, great story about Carmen Epicy, and I mentioned the word crazy cat. What's happened?
You want to hear the cat story?
Yes.
My ex-wife was friends with a woman named Francesca, who was friends with the Apicy family, and Francesca was married to a German guy. So, you know, I'd kind of go over and hang out with him. I said, hey, you want to go see Carmine? And I'm like, Carmine who, you know? And a piece. I said, what do you want? Of course I want to meet Carmine. I mean, this is my hero, yeah? So we said hello a few times. And then...
David, for all people don't know Carmine Epicy, he's famous for Rod Stewart drummer.
Rod Stewart, Vanilla Fudge, Jeff Beck. God, there's probably 1,000 out. John Lennon, him and Vinny had played with John Lennon a few times, I believe. Blue Murder.
And his brother is Vinny Epicy.
Yep. Yep. Actually, Vinny was the one when he was 17. He played with John Lennon a few times in New York. So those two brothers have a history that's so rich. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, you walk into Carmine's house, and there's Blondes Have More Fun, you know, Rod Stewart albums, platinum albums everywhere. Typical Italian family, you know, people everywhere, you know, big house, just loving family, fun to be around, you know.
Back to the cat.
Okay. Well, my ex-wife loves cats, and I'm not a cat guy. I'm a dog person, but I said, okay. Carmine called me and said, hey, I got a big problem. My wife's allergic to this cat. And I don't know what to do, you know. She's sneezing all the time, you know. He talks like the New York. I said, yeah. He goes, you want a cat? I said, oh, okay. I told my wife, I said, I'll drive out to the house and get the cat. So I had a convertible, and I got the Carmine's, and he brings me this little baby cat, yeah. And it was called a Burmese, and they're very rare, very expensive cat. And I'm like, okay, and this cat is terrified, right? He doesn't know me, and I'm holding this cat, and it's crying, and he said, okay, and I've got all these cat toys. So he gave me the jumper carpeted thing and, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm putting it in the car and I'm trying to hold this cat. It was like a wild Tasmanian devil, you know. So I said, okay, Carmine, adios, you know, ciao. I'm going back to Hollywood, and I got the top down on my convertible, and the wind freaked the cat completely out. So the cat just jumped onto my face. And started screaming and scratching, right? So I had to pull over on the 101 and put the top on my car, and the whole time trying to hold this wild cat, and it's like thrashing me, you know. Ah! And when I got back to my house, I walked in, it looked like I'd been in a knife fight in East LA, you know. It slices from the claws, and I don't know, my wife, here's your damn cat, you know, take it. That's my cat story from Carmine. We had that cat for years. It was a great cat, but that cat did not like that car ride at all.
He knows the story. He knows the cat very well. That's why he gave it to you, right?
That's probably what it really was. I can't control this beast, but she turned into a cool cat. It was nice to have her around. She's since passed. You know, that was years ago, probably 1990, 91. But Carmine took me out in the garage before I took the cat home and showed me a Rolls Royce. And I said, whose car is that? He said, that's mine. I said, oh. Where'd you get that? He said, Jeff Beck gave it to me. I was like, really? Jeff Beck gave you that car? Oh, yeah. I don't drive it much. And I was like,
So we have new guests. David Ketchum, you know him?
David Ketchum, Florida boy, great friend. Hey, David.
So he's streaming in USA as well?
Yeah. That's Dublin, Florida. David and Brandy, good friends of mine from Florida. How you doing, guys? Hope everything's okay.
Now we mentioned USA, you have a special shirt on, right?
Oh, yeah. Jason Morris, my judo friend. So, Jason, if you're watching with the COVID lockdown, I know judo is probably a little difficult. Jason is a black belt super fighter, knows the martial arts, has a great school. He asked me to wear this shirt for your podcast specially. So, for you, Jason, there you are, your school. God bless you, sir, and good luck with the school and your career in fighting and martial arts.
Yeah, we have another one, and this will be a sponsor for the show, Tattoo Studio. If it ever comes to Germany, promise me to get another tattoo from Horst. Can you promise this?
I can promise. Where is he? Where are you, Horst? What city?
He's in Bavaria.
Yeah, no problem. I'm in Bavaria all the time.
Very cool guy. So
Yeah.
another big fan of my shows. He's my number one fan on my morning podcast show. He saw already 65 episodes. This is not my number one.
Congratulations.
He called
We got
you
Mikhail Schaffel on
It's-
it. Huh? Hey, how
a
you doing,
godly-
brother?
he wrote, I translate, eine göttliche Stimme, a godly voice. Live,
Ah,
der Wahnsinn.
I've got my new eyes on. See, look at this, everybody. This is one thing about age that we all have to face, right, Richie? Get some new eyes. There we go.
Me too. Yesterday, me too. Look, I have a new.
Those are very sexy. You look very studious. You look like a real podcast professional in yours. You could be, yeah, those are nice.
We are now streaming also in Denmark.
Kim Moma, another maniac, my Viking friend. I was going to ask you, Kim, what do you guys put in the water up there? You guys got the great metal. Denmark, Sweden, Norway. I think it's something you drink up there, and not just water.
And I tell you what, I have my contact now, Jim Wallenberg. He brings me all Scandinavian bands, and Denmark has great, and Sweden and Belgium. Another fan says hello.
Peter Kraus. Ciao, Peter. Wie geht's dir? Alles klar? Yeah. Happy New Year, brother.
Okay. You know, that is not a funny thing. If you see David Reece right now, he is funny as hell. He's friendly as hell. And when I saw you the very first time, 30 years ago, over 30 years ago, and I had the feeling, yes, I like the Eat the Heat album, yes, but it's not Udo, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. But the singer is somehow strange. He's like an arrogant. You said asshole. I didn't say it. But you told me you heard this many times. So what is it?
Well, we Americans, we're gregarious people. We come off, larger than life, and in rock and roll, it's an act, and it kind of goes back to where you put on this facade. But I'm just a normal guy. I mean, I'm one of you, and you're one of me. I'm not anything like some of these liars and posters say. I mean, they don't know me. In this business is one thing that I always say, it's a full contact sport. And you want to be in a rock and roll band, you better have big balls. You want to play this game, you better have thick skin. A lot of times arrogance can be mistaken for just the truth. If you don't like something, and if you're not satisfied with the performance, or if you're not, blah, 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 and you speak your mind, 99% of the people don't want to hear the truth. So they call you arrogant or how you present yourself. But it's really what I want best for me and the band, live and on record. And a lot of people are too soft. They can't handle that. And they think it's, we're a big brotherhood and a democracy, and we're going to make music and rock and roll together. That's the tiny fraction of the reality of this business. Okay? It goes from the very bottom to the very top. But I can honestly say I care about people. I'm not arrogant. In those days, in the 80s, we all did our hair blonde and wanted to look like David Lee Roth and act cool and all that stuff. But it really wasn't me, I was, and this is going to sound people that don't like me out there. I'm almost too nice.
Now, that's Martin Baumann. He's a huge ex-Aceppt fan. Huge. He loves ex-Aceppt.
I'm a poser.
He thought you was a poser.
Well, that's his opinion, It's like, opinions are like assholes. We all have one. That's the way I look at it. You can think what you want about me, but, Udo's a different thing. Let me tell you something about Udo Dirkschneider.
Yeah.
I asked Gabby Hauke one time, Gabby Hoffman, whatever her name is. I said, why is it that people love Udo so much? And she said something to me that I never forget, because Udo is one of them. And that's one of the things I admire about Udo. He's one of the people, He's very accessible, and he's very, I don't know what the word is. People just feel a connection with Udo, And I don't care who it was. If it could have been any other singer that took the job that I took, they were going to hate you too. So that was a tough thing to do, to replace a guy like Udo, who, when I got the job, I saw Udo every day. He was a total gentleman to me. He respected the choice of the band, always treated me with respect, and I was a little nervous around him because I thought, man, this guy will hate my guts. But he was always a gentleman, and we're friends to this day,
Yesterday, I told you before the story. Yesterday, I was in an interview in the morning, actually, because I do the interviews in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, with Nina Söderqvist. He's good shot in Scandinavia, and Jim Wallenberg, the producer.
Yeah.
And when I just was in an interview, I got a message on WhatsApp from Frank Zimmermann. Frank Zimmermann, who brought me already Anvil Lips.
Cool.
And then I read during the interview, Dirk Schneider is in. I say, what the fuck? And I say, can we stop the interview? I have to read this now. And then I read the message. So Sven Dirk Schneider, which since he was a baby, he confirmed Sven will be on the show. And he says, I don't know, I get that on it because he's not in Germany. I say, you know what? We can. You need only to log in. He can be wherever you want when you have internet. So maybe there's a chance I have Udo in the show, but Sven Dirk Schneider is confirmed. Outside, Sven Dirk Schneider, the drummer of UDO, is confirmed. So,
I did the UDO Steel Factory tour, and I can tell you that young man is really a great drummer. He's a total professional, and he and his father on stage together, it's a special thing. I mean, he's got his son bashing the drums behind him. I mean, it's a family. I mean, the Udo takes care of his guys, and I know he's proud to have his son on stage. And Sven is a fantastic. Matter of fact, he played Ecstasy with us one night in Scandinavia, and he smashed it. I mean, he played it great. So, hello, Sven, if you're watching, it's good to see you, and I wish you well. I know you guys are stuck at home and had some tours canceled.
Sven, bring your dad on.
Come on,
your
Udo.
dad. Hey, Udo, come on.
Get on, Udo. Listen to your son. Come on the show. You push him,
and thanks
Sven.
Once again, Dankeschön, Frank Zimmermann, für den Kontakt. That's the most important now. It's the connection between people who connecting me to the people. Like you brought me Herman Frank.
Oh yeah, Herman.
Actually,
Actually, a little secret. I'm writing songs with Herman Frank and Roland Graupau right now. So I can't talk too much about it, but Herman Frank, you are a monster guitar player, fantastic talent, and I'm very proud to know you. The funny thing about Herman, we never crossed paths the whole time I was in Accept or any time other. We played shows, I think, with Victory, and we missed each other by a few moments. And we laughed about it one day. He called me on Facebook, and we sort of talked, and I go, Herman, I have never met you in person, but I know you. And he said, that's crazy. We're in the same circle for 30 years, and we never meet each other until now. But, Herman's fantastic. Great guitar player.
He is on 11th January, my interview guest.
Tune in. Watch Herman Frank. He's got a new solo album that he just finished, I think. And I've heard some of it.
Yeah, he's. You hear him playing, and you hear Accept.
Yeah.
Say what you will. It sounds like Accept. He was a soul.
He never got the limelight that Wolf got, but I can tell you, he's a powerhouse on guitar. And he has a very natural. I was working with Mario Percadani in the studio one day, doing one of our demos that Herman and I had written. And he looked at me and he said, who's playing guitar? And I said, Herman Frank. And he goes, that guy knows how to play, how to use his hands and how to play metal. That guy is the real deal. So he's fantastic.
So let's play some music.
Okay.
I have to be the captain here in the ring. You also do stuff for outside, for bands can hire you. And you did a session with Wicked Sensation.
Yeah, I just finished a new album with Wicked Sensation with Michael Klein. He and I wrote And the funny thing is, I think you're going to play the lap jam, the YouTube
Yes.
jam that we did.
Yes.
We had done an album back in 2000, I don't know, 14, I think, 2000, something like that. And it was just a project thing. Nothing really happened. Fantastic record. He sent me all these songs. Will you do the vocals? I said, sure. And then I joined up with Hans Ziller and those guys right after that. But he called me during the beginning of the lockdown and said, hey, you want to do a YouTube video and jam one of the songs from the album Adrenaline Rush? And I said, yeah. And after I did this, he called me and said, hey, let's do another Wicked Sensation album. And because I'm sitting around on my ass doing nothing with this COVID lockdown, yeah. And I can tell you, this new Wicked Sensation album is freaking great. Great.
You sang all songs? All songs sung by you?
Yeah. And Michael wrote all the music but one song. Dennis Ward will mix and produce it, I believe. But I can say it's one of the best albums I've done. It's a fantastic rock and roll album. Great songs, man.
So here's Wicked Sensation and the lockdown session. Here we go.
Hey, I tell you, that was live. I mean, we did 2 songs, and that doesn't sound bad for my living room, does it?
Yeah.
I was just me singing along to them playing, and that was a lot of fun. But that's a great album that I just did. I don't know what the title is yet, and I don't know what label it'll be on. But that there's a ballad on that record, the new one it's called Tomorrow, and it's fabulous.
We just
I've also
talked
done,
before the show. We had our talk. Somebody want to say hello to you. Very special. Matt Bischoff.
Matt Bischoff, how are you, rock star? You great photographer. I can say, Matt Bischoff, you are a fantastic media guy and a great human being. I'm proud to call you my friend. I mean, I've known you a long time, and you have really come up, Matt. And your artwork with your photography is fabulous. And I wish you great success, my friend. Always nice to see you.
Head of promotion of El Puerto Records.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's El Puerto Records. When they did the media for Cacophony of Souls, it was the reviews were fabulous. But I got to say, they pushed me in every magazine you can imagine on the planet. Podcasts, magazines, radio. Dustin Hardman worked on that album as well. I mean, it's a great team. They really know how to work a record. I'm grateful for that.
Manila Maria Cola says, my heart is open. It opens my heart. This is new music. She loves the music, and that's so good for her. So your music.
Manuela. I was going to mention too that I've done a few other things. I had kind of decided at one point in my life I wasn't going to do any other bands or any projects and just be solo. I'm tired of trying to be in a band, and because it's a tough thing, to be in different countries and keep a band as a nucleus, right? It's really difficult. And but because of COVID, I was kind of forced financially, and people started writing me going, hey, I'm doing nothing. So Stefan Georg, I did some work with him. Christian Bettendorf, another name that I've worked with a few times, and some of them is Christian Tola. I did some stuff with him, and I've recorded this year 5 albums. I've done, and I'm working on a project right now with Jimmy Waldo, and Steve Rosen. Jimmy Waldo, we all know from Alcatraz. And Steve Rosen, you may know from Rolling Stone magazine. And if you go to Steve Rosen on YouTube, you can hear interviews with Eddie and Billy Gibbons, everybody. And it's more of a hard rock kind of thing. But I'm really enjoying it because it's kind of an Americana vocal lyric thing that I'm writing with their songs. Really good rock and roll music. And we're 8 songs into that. And I said I'm writing songs with Roland Grappow and Herman Frank right now. I'm not sure when that thing's going to come out, but I just finished the new David Reece solo album. And Andy is producing again and playing all guitars and doing background vocals. Malte Frederick Burkert is playing bass. And we've changed drummers. Francesco Giovino is our drummer now. So Jimmy Waldo will play some keys on the record. I did all the vocals at Tanzan Studios in Ospolidetto, Italy, again with the great Mario Percadani. And it's if you like Cacophony of Souls, this album passes it. It's heavy, very melodic. I think it's 12 or 13 songs. But it's been even though with all the negativity of COVID and stuff, I really sat down and I forgot to mention too, before I did Cacophony of Souls, I recorded a record with John Steele, a Bulgarian group that had Doogie White before me and Blaze Bailey. That album is being mixed right now. So maybe it's 6 albums, I'm not sure. But I've been very lucky to survive this financially because all the businesses in Italy like Germany are closed down. And I'm very thankful to all of the guys out there that know that I'm talking about you. Thank you for helping me and my family and to keep my voice in shape and give me purpose,
That's
because
it.
It's been a very tough year for all of my friends. I hate it when I listen to bands cry. We're all in this together.
I interviewed now 70 people since 3 months, over 70 people. And some of them off the record, of course. On the records, they have a brave face.
Yeah.
off the records, like you says, they are crying. They're seeing their career goes down the drain. And the only thing what I always says to them, look at me. I lost also my tour this year, and I am stuck here in the Philippines. But I say, there is a chance to do something.
Yeah.
If I cannot travel anymore, okay, I do something I love to do. I like to promote. I like to be a podcaster. So I changed from singer to podcaster, and I'm
You're
happy.
always going to be a singer, though, too. It's in your blood. But
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast is fantastic, and you really are jumping up. I mean, since we met in November, yeah,
Yes.
I see the guests and the clientele you have and the sponsorship, and I congratulate you. You're interviewing some very key figures, but you are right. There are a lot of guys that put on a proud face that we're going to survive this. But we lost a family member on December 6th from COVID. Traumatic. My wife is killing her. We've all been kind of like prisoners in the house, and I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've been lucky to be working and singing in the studio, but the other part of my life, live shows, I lost lots of shows too. But the strong will survive this.
Yes.
And
David, the fan Mortal.
Martin,
You want to know? Jim Stacey was in the booklet at Eat the Heat, but he played not a note.
We toured America together. We went on and did a 35 shows in clubs, because I lived in clubs before Accept. I mean, I played every night honky tonk in the United States. And Gabby asked me, do you have a contact in America so we can tune up the tour before we go out with Wasp? And I said, matter of fact, I do. It's the guy that books Vince Neil and Brett Michaels and a few others. So he put us out. We played night after night after night after night. We played, Accept as a touring band. All right. Udo is a touring band. That's one thing you learn. If you want to play with the big dogs, do it, or stay on the porch and piss all over yourself. So we did that. And Jim was in the band. And then we did a few Wasp shows before I left the band. But I have not spoken to Jim since that last day. I've been asked many times, where is he? I think he lives in Germany. He's English, but I don't know if I think he's in Germany. The same with Jorg Fischer. I mean, Jorg was originally in the band when I joined Accept, and I'd seen Jorg a few times in Los Angeles. I would love to see Jorg Fischer again. I don't have any idea where he is. He disappeared.
David, we have one song left. This is your exit now from my second show, and thank you so much to be a part of this. I knew I need a good one, the big one on my second, because this is now the introduction show was like bring my sidekick guys in, but today is the officially first with a series of a lot of cool rockers, and I can't wait. And you was definitely a good one, my friend.
So are you.
And thank you so much. I call you always my brother, and keep in touch, please.
Always. I'll be in touch with you in a few days. I just been, while we're listening to music, I'm texting certain rock stars that you asked me about. So I'm on the hunt right now for some more guests for you. And you should have some text here in the next few hours. Thank you,
so much,
Richie. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.
And all David Reece fans out there is some music coming from the champ.
And check out Cacophony of Souls. It only came out in March 2020. I mean, and we didn't get to tour, but it's available.
Cacophony of Souls, fantastic album.
Yeah, great album. I'm so proud of it. And this new one is wow.
And one track, it's actually so important right now. It's like a hymn. Raise your metal voice outside. Don't let the voice die.
Don't let
Raise your metal voice.
Beat us, man. Keep fighting, and God bless you all. Thank you for the interview. Thank you, Richie. Best of luck to your podcast. I know you'll be successful.
Thank you. And you too. You already come back again, my friend.
Thank you.
God bless. And say hello to your lovely wife. I saw her before. To Mama.
My dog says bye-bye too.
All right. Okay.
See you later,
David.
Richie.
raise your metal voice. Here is David Reece. David Reece, Raise Your Metal Voice. Jawohl. Und ein sympathischer Rocker, eine Legende. Ich bin immer stolz, wenn er war schon 3-mal bei mir jetzt. 2-mal im November und das erste Mal im Januar. Ja, als erster. Und morgen, also am 5. kommt eine andere geile Legende. Mittlerweile, der hat sich so einen Namen gemacht. Hier eine kurze Nachricht von Mr. Ronnie Romero.
Hello everyone, tomorrow January the 5th, 8 p.m. Central European Time, I will be in a live broadcasting interview on YouTube for the Metal is Forever podcast show. Follow the link to watch. See you there. Bye.
Tja, morgen 20 Uhr einschalten. Ronnie Romero ist live bei mir und ich habe jetzt einen Song ausgewählt. Hat jetzt nichts damit zu tun, was wir gerade gesehen haben, sondern eine Band, wo er leider nicht mehr dabei ist, von Corleone. Hier ist Tell No Lies mit Ronnie Romero am Mikrofon.
this lonely heart man, frightened to the bone. That's how it all began. He bought a car of 38 to gain security. He'd only have one mission: protect the family. Judgment Day, like a late night movie, the sun was head away. Died a time and hard alone, and pulled the trigger now. Left him on its road again, for more respect to town. Don't tell no lies, like you used to do. Don't tell no lies, we're not safe anymore. We need understanding, respect and help us God. So don't tell no lies, do no more. Won't somebody tell me, where do we go from here? Spreading seeds of hate, growing on the fear. It's a race against the time, and the many things undone. Still we look at justice through the barrel of a gun. Don't tell no lies, like you used to do. Don't tell no lies, we're not safe anymore. We need understanding, respect and help us God. So don't tell no lies, no more, there must be an answer to this everlasting why. It's getting harder every day, no matter how I try. Don't tell no lies, like you used to do. Don't tell no lies, we're not safe anymore. We need understanding, respect and help us God. So don't tell no lies, no more, no more, no more.
Corleone, Tell Me Lies und morgen live in der Sendung. Ich bin gespannt, die Geschichten zu hören, wie er zum ersten Mal mit Blackmore zusammengekommen ist und mit Gotthard, also mit Leo zu spielen oder Vandenberg oder Michael Schenker. Der Junge hat so eine Karriere hinter sich, also in den paar Jahren sensationell. Und das als Clubsänger, ja, eine gute Stimme. Wenn es richtig hört, dann kann da was werden. Ganz coole Sache, morgen einschalten, 20 Uhr. Wir kommen langsam zum Ende von der Sendung und ich finde, es war wieder cool, aber was ich zum Beispiel in der ersten Sendung nicht gespielt habe, sind meine guten Freunde von Primal 4 und gibt es sich einen besseren Song als The End is Near zu spielen? Hier sind Primal 4, The End is Near.
Battle is on when the lightning strikes.
Primal 4, The End is Near. Das war auch mein Rauschmeißer. Und ich bin nebenbei gerade am Chatten, nämlich der Gitarrist, wo jetzt gerade zu sehen war, an der rechten Seite, Alex Bayreuth, kommt auch. Und zwar, wie es aussieht, am 14.01. Somit wird der Januar langsam voll. Ich freue mich, geile Musiker. Primal 4 sowieso, Ralf Schippers, ein ganzer lieber Freund, Matt Zinner, ein toller Typ, natürlich eine Legende. Was will ich mehr wünschen, dass ich solche Leute in meinem ersten Monat habe. Und das soll ich ja wachsen. Die Sendung soll wachsen und bleibt mir treu. Und morgen früh um 8 Uhr bin ich wieder mit der Morgen-Podcast-Show. Nicht vergessen, bestellt euch die Podcast-Show-Tasse im Fanshop. Da könnt ihr www.richnewton.com, da ist der Fanshop, da könnt ihr direkt dann bei Schwammerhandler bestellen. Mein Partner, Shirts, Caps, Tassen, was ihr wollt. Alles gut. Kondome, nein, Kondome haben wir noch nicht, aber Safer Sex with the Metal is Forever Show. Genau. So, meine lieben Freunde, ich sage mal danke. Ich habe jetzt noch nicht vom Alex Bayreuth das Confirmation, ob der 14. wirklich confirmed ist, aber ich gehe davon aus, der fragt schon nach der Uhrzeit. Also gehen wir davon aus, dass am 14.01. auch belegt ist mit Alex Bayreuth von Bayreuth, nicht Bayreuth, Bayreuth von Voodoo Circle, so geile Band auch, Primal 4, Sinner und der Rock mit Klassik. Der Junge hat auch was zu erzählen, mit Sicherheit. So, Freunde, das war's. Nicht mehr lange gelabert. Ich wünsche euch einen schönen guten Abend. Schlaft gut. Morgen früh, 8 Uhr. Nicht vergessen, morgen 20 Uhr Metal is Forever mit Ronnie Romero als Interviewgast. Dankeschön und stay in Metal we trust. United we stand. Das war's. Ciao, eure G.